Hello, boys and girls. It's Cooberry time. JJ's heart thumped. So Annika was hot on the trail. How many clues did she have already? What would she do when she had the amulet? He wished for the umpteenth time that Devlin had given him a bit more information before sending him on this quest. Before JJ could ask any of his questions, the talkative monkey went on. I didn't want to give it to her. I gave her an especially difficult riddle, and I stalled as long as I could. I'm faithful to Devlin the Great, you know. We're supposed to be impartial, but we're not. Anyone who says they are is a liar. You're either with Devlin or you're with Annika. And you? You are with Devlin, aren't you? JJ nodded. She could tell I despised her, the monkey went on. That's why she tortured me with that infernal feather. He looked around anxiously. What happened to it? It disappeared when I touched it. The wise monkey of the East shuddered. Let's hope it doesn't reappear. Well, let's get down to business. I couldn't help giving her the clue, but we ought to get you back on your way as soon as possible. JJ gulped. He suddenly felt very nervous about answering the riddle all by himself. He made a mental note to tell Bernie how glad he was to have him along on the journey. That is, if Bernie hadn't been eaten by a dragon in the last few minutes. JJ nodded. I'm ready. The wise monkey of the East took a deep breath and tried to look thoughtful and important. JJ had just seen him crying and laughing while tortured by an enchanted feather, so it was a little difficult to project the appearance of sage wisdom a wise monkey should always maintain. Sitting upright, the monkey asked solemnly, What goes up and never comes down? JJ blinked. Was it possible? He had actually heard that one before. He just had to think. He was almost sure he had heard it growing up. It was one of those riddles kids told in the schoolyard to try to trip each other up, to show how much smarter they were than the next kid. It was on the tip of his tongue. What goes up and never comes down? As with most riddles, JJ knew he should break it down into parts. What goes up? Balloons? Bread? Temperatures? It couldn't be temperatures because temperatures come down. But it seemed to JJ that he was on the right track. It was probably something to do with numbers. He was absolutely certain he'd heard this riddle when he was a pup. How old would he have been? JJ snapped his fingers. That was it! How old had he been? Ages, he exclaimed. Your age goes up and it never comes down. That's right. Excellent work. I knew you'd get it. The wise monkey of the East handed JJ another piece of the puzzle. Thank you very much. JJ headed for the door, eager to get outside for some fresh air and to see if Bernie was all right. Wait! The wise monkey of the East dashed into a corner of the hollow and began rummaging through a pile of odd belongings. There's something else I want to give you. He kept tossing odd objects over his shoulder until the entire room was cluttered with books and clothes and tools and papers. Finally, he stood up and with great ceremony held out an old sock. Thanks? JJ took the sock gingerly. I'm so grateful to you for getting past that dragon, the wise monkey explained, and freeing me from that infernal feather. You're sure it disappeared? JJ nodded. I want to give you something. It seems likely that you're going to encounter Annika sooner or later, if you're both after the amulet. Or if not Annika herself, then another one of her underlings. So, take that and use it well. JJ didn't know what to say. It was just an old sock. But the monkey acted like he was sharing one of his most prized possessions. JJ didn't want to offend him by asking what on earth he was supposed to do with an old sock, but if it could help him, he needed to know how. Thank you, but the thing is, I've never used a sock before, for anything besides covering my feet, I mean. That's all we got time for. I'll see you next time.